There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm with my guest again today, Ian, who is going to go through the Bill of Rights with us because starting with the law, it's the Bill of Rights, which is a constitutional statute that everybody needs to know. So welcome to the show again, Ian. What have you got for us today?
Hi, Sean. I thought it was very important that people actually read through the Bill of Rights. We're going to go through it together,
Yeah.
the actual document itself.
All right. Brilliant. Here we go. Can you see that? I've just got the Bill of Rights 1688 has come up.
Yep, I can't with you. So let's start off with, we'll scroll down to the main part.
Yeah. There we go.
Number one. So these are highlighted in yellow.
Yep.
So we're going to explain the Old English and what that actually means.
All right, great.
So starting off, whereas the Lords spiritual and temporal and commons assembled at Westminster lawfully and freely, representing all the estates of the people of this realm. So this is evidence and proof that they are our representatives. No more evidence and proof is needed. This is it. There it is in the very first line. Okay.
Wow.
So now as we go down past these the statements that was made, then we go down to the next one, which is the grants and promises. Grants and fines before conviction.
Wow, yeah.
So, all grants and promises of fines and forfeitures before any conviction or judgment against the persons upon whom the same were to be levied, all of which are utterly directly contrary to the known laws and statutes and freedoms of this realm. They are contrary to it, they are against it. It doesn't count. You cannot be fined until you've been found guilty before a jury. Okay? So again, this is extremely powerful because this has been decided for over 300 years. And we had the celebration of it a few years ago. They put out a tricentenary coin of the Bill of Rights itself. There was also in 2019, Boris Johnson himself went to court where he was relying on the Bill of Rights. So it's very relevant today. It was used only a few years ago.
Oh,
So
what did Boris Johnson go to court for?
two old ladies took him to court about closing down Parliament, the prorogation of Parliament, and they were saying it was unlawful for him to close it down. He didn't have the right to do so, and he was claiming that he did. The judgment was called R on the application of Miller versus the Prime Minister. You could put this into Google. It would be the UK Supreme Court, and that's it. Basically, it will come up with all of the relevant information about the case itself.
Oh, fantastic.
So we now know that the Bill of Rights is relevant right up until 2019. It was used and relied on, and this is a 300-year-old document, as you said. It's a constitutional statute. It cannot be repealed. So as we go down further through the document, I haven't highlighted all of these, but if we go down to the next highlight point in yellow.
Is that one where it says represent the subject's rights representatives?
Where are we? Oh, that was just that part in there, yeah. Another issue, another point of case that they're pointing out that they are the representatives. So this was for my own reference at the time when I'd done this.
Oh, brilliant. All right.
If we keep going down, you'll see it says levying money, the right to petition, standing armies, subject to etc. etc. Freedom of election, freedom of speech. So, yeah. I mean, here under freedom of speech, that the freedom of speech and debates and proceedings in Parliament ought not to be impeached. This is what Boris Johnson was talking about, his right to say, to close down Parliament, say what he wanted to do, etc. So as we go down to the grants and forfeitures, just below that, highlighted in yellow, that all grants and promises, fines and forfeitures of particular persons before conviction are illegal and void. There it is, stated for 300 years. No one can fine you unless you've been found guilty before a jury. So, of course, we've got a tyrannical system that's doing all these statutes and acts, and we'll cover those in a minute. But as we go down where it says the rights tender, the said rights tendered, just under there.
Yep, said rights tendered.
And they do claim, demand, and insist upon all and singular. So that's just not, that's every little individual part. The premises of their undoubted rights and liberties, and that no declarations, judgments, doings, or proceedings to the prejudice of the people in any of the said premises or in any wise to be drawn hereafter into consequence or example. So, if we go back along that line, nothing to the prejudice of the people. Nothing means nothing.
Yeah, and
So,
prejudice, I was looking at the definition of that the other day. So prejudice is almost like having negative preconceived ideas.
it's harm in some way.
Yeah.
So, in simple English, nothing can be done that will harm you in any way, which is why you can't be fined until you've been found guilty. None of this applies to you until, a due process of law. So if we scroll down to the next one. There is that. I'm not sure.
And the Lords spiritual and temporal and commons do pray the said prince.
Yeah, this was a point that I was pointing out for myself, where it's proven that it's an offer and an acceptance. So they've been offered and they've accepted it accordingly. So this is part of the understanding that it's a contract. Brilliant. It was offered the crown and they've accepted it. If we go down to under supremacy, the acceptance of the crown, subjects' liberty to be allowed, etc.
Yeah.
So upon which their majesties did accept the crown and royal dignity. We're going to go down to 3 sentences below.
Yeah.
Where it says, make effectual provisions for the settlement of the religions, laws, and liberties of this kingdom, so that the same for the future might not be in danger. This is where we're in. This is the situation we're at the moment. This whole situation has come back round after 300 years again. So we're going to go back down 2 lines down into the yellow area.
Yeah.
And it says, the Parliament do pray that it may be declared and enacted that all and singular the rights and liberties asserted and claimed in this said document, declaration, are the true, ancient, and indubitable rights and liberties of the people of this kingdom. So indubitable means undoubtedly. And so shall be esteemed, allowed, adjudged. So it's been judged. It can't be judged again. No judge can oversee this. Deemed and taken to be that all and every, the particulars aforesaid shall be firmly and strictly holden and observed as they are expressed in the said declaration. So there you go. It's exactly as it's expressed. And all officers and ministers whatsoever shall serve their majesties and their successors according to the same in all time to come. So that's all policemen have to serve exactly as it says in this document, which is why they're only there to uphold the peace. So keep going down. We're going to pop right down to the bottom now. In this main body, it does tell you about the rights of we can have redress, for instance, if they're breaking any of these laws. But the main one at the bottom here highlighted, which states, all which their majesties are contended and pleased shall be declared, enacted and established by authority of the present Parliament, and shall stand, remain and be the law of this realm forever. That's it. Everything in this document that they're telling you about, you cannot be fined until you've been found guilty. No forfeitures of property. They can't come in your home and take anything until you've gone before a jury of your peers. So all this stuff about, bailiffs coming around and threatening you, it's all rubbish. Because by the laws of our land, the hierarchy of the Acts of Parliament, this cannot be touched. So we go right to the bottom, where it's the next one, which says, non-abstaints made void.
Yeah.
So non-abstaints made void, no dispensations, which is privileges, by non-abstaints. So non-abstaints is notwithstanding, albeit it's an old word meaning, it's although, for instance, I went to the beach, but notwithstanding it was raining. Are you with me? It's just an old terminology to say, albeit in some way.
Yeah.
So no dispensations, non-abstaints, or of any statute or any part thereof shall be allowed, but the same shall be held void and of no effect, except a dispensation to be allowed in such statute, which is this document. So if it isn't in this document, it isn't law. Everything that's been put in here, this is our freedom, our rights. Uh-huh. This is all we need to know. So when people say, I don't know what my rights are, this is it. This is where it tells you. We have a right to bear arms. This is where the American Constitution get the right to bear arms. In this document, we go right back up to the top again.
Yep.
And as we scroll down, we're going to go to juries, excessive bail fines, punishments, etc. I should have put
Yeah,
this
yep.
in by then.
Yeah, yep.
You keep going down to where it says subjects' rights, dispensing of power, levying money,
Yep.
right to petition, stand in army, subjects' arms. Can you see that?
Subjects' arms, yep.
Yeah, the subjects, which are Protestants, may have arms for their defence suitable for their conditions as the law allows. So we have a right to bear arms. So it's ridiculous because if we're all equal before the law, where does a policeman get the right to carry a gun or a baton or a taser? We're all equal before the law. We all have a right under the Protestant nation that we are to bear arms. So you can carry, for instance, a certain weapon to protect yourself. Obviously, you don't want to make it extreme. You're not going to walk down the road with a submachine gun. But for instance, for me, I always think of it as a walking stick. Now that's a weapon. It's not designed to be a weapon, but it's used as a weapon. You're allowed to bear arms. So this document here really states everything you're allowed to do, which is the God-given right. So if we have a look on the coronation oath that I sent you.
Coronation oath. Yep. Hold on one sec. Yep. Hold on. Got it. Hold on one sec.
That's the Coronation Oath Act, but we can cover that.
Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'm just gonna adjust this page. There we go. Got it.
Okay, so as we scroll down through the Coronation Oath Act, this states what the Coronation Oath is and how it should be taken.
Yeah.
So we're going to, in the first line that's got the highlighted in yellow, it says which the statute, laws, and customs of the said realm.
Oh, hold.
Yeah.
Hold on one sec. Oh, Coronation Oath Act. Here we go. I'll bring that one up. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, got it.
So in the first highlighted part where it says to maintain the statutes, laws, and customs of the said realm.
Yeah.
So in those days, they didn't have apostrophes, commas, etc. It was just written as is. So, but there are different things. It's maintain the statutes, laws, and customs. So these are three different things we are governed by. The constitutional statutes, the law, which is our birthright, and the customs, which has always been common law. So as we scroll down, as we go down to where it says the next section 3, it states you will solemnly promise and swear to govern the people of this kingdom of England and the dominions thereto belonging according to the statutes in Parliament agreed on.
Hold on a second. I'm just trying to find that bit. I've got section.
It's the same page. It's the same section we was on.
Oh, okay.
Up the top, yeah.
Got unknown.
There, just there.
To the end thereof.
Right, we're going to scroll down to section 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. Form for the oath and administration thereof.
That's it.
Gotcha.
So it says there, will you solemnly promise and swear to govern the people of the kingdom of England and the dominions thereto belonging according to the statutes in Parliament agreed on, and the laws and customs of the same? So again, we've got 3 different things. statutes in Parliament, laws, and customs. And she says, I've solemnly promised to do so. So we're going to. So this is, by your silence, I'm hoping this is sinking in, really.
Yeah.
So we're going to scroll down one more.
Yeah.
Where it says, will you to the power cause law and justice and mercy to be executed in all your judgments?
Mm.
And she says, I will. Will you to the utmost of your power maintain the laws of God, the true profession of the gospel, and the Protestant reform religion established by law? So this is it. We are a God-fearing nation. We are governed by the laws of God, which she has sworn to uphold. Now, at the very bottom, section 4, it states that how the oath is to be administered.
Mm.
And it shall be administered in a like manner for every king and queen to come who succeeds. And this is forever. This is the way it is. You cannot change this oath because this is a contract with the people, and she's swearing to govern us by the laws of God, by statutes, constitutional statutes, and our customs. Uh-huh. Now, I sent you a JPEG of the Queen's Oath.
Yes.
Can we get that up?
Tell you what. Let me just see. Hold on one sec.
So I'll fill in the void while you're doing that. On this coronation oath, she signed it at the top. And there's a lot of people saying it's not valid because she didn't read through the whole document, apply her mind to it, and then sign it at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's about substance over form. What was the intention? Regardless of whether she sat on a stone or whether she's signed it at the top, the document was done in front of millions of people on TV. We all saw it happen, if you're old enough.
Yeah.
And the document's signed. So basically, it's about the intention. She's stating she's intending to do this, regardless of whether it's signed at the top or bottom.
Right.
So, can we get that document up?
Yeah. I'm just. We'll just have to do a bit jiggery pokery here. There we go.
Okay. So reading through this document, I solemnly promise and swear to govern the people of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, etc., all the territories, to any of them belonging or pertaining to according to the respective laws and customs. Okay? There's no mention of statutes, there's no mention of acts, laws and customs. And as we saw in the previous document, there are statutes in Parliament agreed on, there are laws, and there are customs. Lord, to my power cause law and justice and mercy to be executed in all my judgments. I will to the utmost of my power maintain the laws of God and the true profession of the gospel. That is it. This is all she says. There's nothing else about statutes or acts. It's just about the law of God, the Ten Commandments, the Protestant nation that we are, which is a God-fearing nation. Whether you're religious or not, doesn't matter. The people, the powers that be, that rule, they declare that it's about God's law, and therefore it's the Ten Commandments. That is literally it. And this is all we really need to understand. How she's defined the difference between statute law, customs, etc. There are three different things. So if we quickly go on to the Bill of Rights, the Act of Settlement, PDF documents.
All right, hold on a sec. All right, Act of Settlement.
We scroll all the way to the bottom.
Yep.
So section 4.
Yep.
And when you was reading this out in the last video we did, you read, the laws and statutes of the realm confirmed. And then we moved on to the next line. But the most important part that we missed was, it states in that first line, the laws and statutes. That word and defines that there's something different. There's something and something else.
Mm.
The laws are not statutes. Statutes are statutes, laws are laws. So underneath where it says, and whereas the laws of England are the birthright of the people thereof, of all the kings and queens who shall ascend to the throne, who shall administer it in the same way. Basically, they're saying the laws are our common law, our birthright, which includes a right to a jury trial, etc. These basic, simple principles of what we all know inside us is fair.
Yeah.
So we've understood now that there is a difference between laws and statutes in their own documents, what they put out there. This one line, the laws and statutes, it's two different things. And we've got to acknowledge the fact of we're not needing to run around any of these realms of maybe a free-man land or any of this. We've just got to understand what's written in English. Laws are not statutes. Statutes are different. They are the duties, liabilities created by government that they put on. These are the duties and liabilities that Parliament create that tell government how to enact, because government have no power at all. We tell Parliament what to do. Parliament then tells government what to do. Government are the servant of Parliament. But we are.
I'd never realised that before. Crikey. If you, this is so stupid. If you'd asked me to actually tell you the difference between Parliament and government, I've just realised that I wouldn't have been able to tell you.
Right. So I think this is where a lot of us have been misled to believe that government are in charge. Government are the servants of Parliament.
So who is Parliament?
Well, Parliament is the House of Lords, the Church, the Queen. It's the representatives of everybody. Yeah?
Got you.
And they are our representatives because we give the Queen her power. I mean, she wasn't just... If you go back in the history, it states there was a man called Jacob who had a dream on a stone.
Oh, I saw that. Shall I bring that up?
You can do, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hold on, I've got that. Yeah, hold on one sec.
Well, this is the strangest stuff about it. Way back in the Bible, he had a dream on a stone, and he said that God came to him in his dream and said, I give you this land to rule over and all the people. This is where they believe they have their divine right to rule over us. It came from some bloke's dream.
Huh.
How absurd is that? So now, throughout history, they've believed because of this stone, they place a stone underneath the throne. And that's why whenever you get, knighted whenever you're getting given the crown, this stone will be underneath your throne. Well, it's ridiculous. If I had woke up one day and I said I had a dream, and now I'm able to rule this land, they put me in a nut home. But we listen to them and we say, oh, okay, then you have some divine right to rule. So this is where the divine right to rule came from this story out of the Bible. Jacob fell asleep on a stone, was visited by God and told, you had the authority now to rule over the land. And they took this, they grabbed it, and they've used it. It's ridiculous.
So who is they that's used this?
Well, the powers that be.
Really? Oh,
all the kings and queens throughout history. They've had the divine right to rule. And this is where the divine right comes from. The dream of Jacob on the stone. It's madness, isn't it?
Oh, my God.
To cement the madness, you have the Archbishop of Canterbury, who is the emissary of God. He said he speaks to God, this invisible entity, and he's been given divine right to say who can or can't be king or queen. So again, there's another man saying he speaks to an entity who's invisible, we can't touch him, not tangible, and he's declaring, it comes from the Catholic Church basically, but they're declaring that they had divine right to rule, and I can choose you as God's emissary. It's ridiculous. No one's ever questioned this. No one's ever turned around in a court of law and said, "Excuse me, can you bring this creator, this man, into court and prove that you've been given evidence that you can say that woman over there can rule over us?" No one's ever done it. And the funny thing is that she's like the Queen, for instance. Her name is Saxe Coburg Gotha. She's not even English, German. And in the First World War, their name Saxe Coburg Gotha was changed to Windsor because they moved into Windsor Castle. How absurd is that? So all of this is a complete myth. It's a complete lie. We've been brainwashed by these people to believe that they have a right to rule over us because of some dream in the Bible, and some man claims he wears a fish hat that I have a right to tell you that this woman or man can be king or queen. It's absolutely ridiculous. So we need to sort of realise that we don't need to be governed by these people who don't have our best interests at heart, who are literally mad. Because if they believe they talk to people who are invisible and you can't prove it, they need their brains tested.
Drunk on power.
Yes, that's it, literally. But
wow.
So getting back to these the statutory, the hierarchy, the rules of how powerful the Bill of Rights is. There was a case in 2002. It was known as Thoburn versus City of Sunderland, and it was about the Metric Martyrs decision. So basically, I know this off the top of my head, so I'm going to have to run through it as I speak it out. So forgive me if it's a bit quick.
That's all right. Well, I'll tell you what. I've just realised we've been going for 26 minutes. So how about if I close this show here, and then we'll just turn this other one into another show.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
All right. Brilliant. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Stay on the line. Stay on the line. I'll just I'll literally just shut the show now and then start another one.
Okay, mate.
All right. Here we go.